Good day, everyone. So, we are now in the second step in designing the lessons for writing. And this is writing instruction for intermediate and advanced learners. So, intermediate and advanced learners refers to those individuals who already progressed in their learning journey. Those students already acquired the basic skills on a certain subject. So, writing teachers of intermediate and advanced learners must help students understand the relevance of writing, not only in fluency in the target language but also in learning successful other subjects. Knowing that writing is both a social act and a developmental cognitive task, teachers can raise the students' awareness of the different writing tasks they have to hurdle in an academic setting. So, since we are talking about teaching on intermediate and advanced learners, teachers should give writing activities where the students can apply their writing skills. And we should also focus more on the application or having first them experience, then afterwards they can put their experience into words through conducting a writing activities. Newell, Kokis, and Boster 2007 asserted the importance of writing as a tool of learning so that teachers have to engage the learning in the writing task, commonly required in other disciplines. So this includes first is note taking. Note taking is a skill in extracting and recording relevant information from different types of text for future use. So, for example, the teacher will give the students a text and they have to take note of the important details from that given text. And next is reporting. Reporting is an ability to recount and rewrite the events that transpired, for instance, in a laboratory experiment, field trip, or group activity. So, for instance, a teacher will let the students conduct a laboratory experiment. So, the teacher should give a writing activity where the students have to write their experiences from that certain experiment or group activity. So, in that way, the students can hone their writing skills. Third is summarizing. Summarizing is a skill in looking for patterns across a range of events and ideas and presenting the information most concisely. So, through summarizing, the students can make complex text in a more concise way through writing. So, that way, the students can also hone their writing skills. Fourth is analyzing. So, analyzing is an ability to break down ideas, note details, and determine relationships and causality. So, um, for example, the teacher will give a certain situation where the students have to analyze what are the causes or relationships between things, and the teacher will give a writing activity where they have to put their answers into words through writing. That way, the students will also improve their writing skills. And the fifth is journal writing. Journal writing often a means of self-expression and reflection. So, the writing activity that a teacher could give to students is making or giving the students a task where they should have their daily diary. That way, they can express their daily lives or they can express themselves. And last is creative writing. Creative writing is a literary writing such as short stories and poetry that provides personal and imaginative ways of exploring ideas and experiences. So, through creative writing, the students can express their creativity or ideas that they can use their imagination. So, in that way, the students can hone their writing skills. Next is echoing this idea of contextual and meaningful writing tasks for the learners. Wolfgang 2015 narrowed this task into three writing genres: that a teacher can use as a guide in organizing writing lessons. So first genre is narrative genre. So narrative is recounts factual events or tells a fictional story. So for example, the teacher will instruct the students to write their own short stories or um, their own creative literary works. And second genre is informative. Informative involves factual information. So, example of this is instructing them to write their own journals, biography, or news articles. And third is argumentative. So, argumentative genre means appeals the reason or emotion. And one example of writing activity is essay. Essay through essay, the students can stand their own ideas through writing. Whether the writing instruction is task or genre based, we need to motivate our learners to write and help them write effectively. We could use the following instructional tips. So these are the instructional tips in writing activity. So first instructional tips is reading writing connection. Reading can help provide context for writing. We can encourage our learners to write effectively by providing a model text to read and emulate or reading materials that they can analyze first. Then afterwards, they can make their own reflection papers where they will write their own realizations about it. Second is strategy instruction. So strategy, as defined by Graham et al. 2007, refers to the course of action or for accomplishing a specific objective. This requires one to have a clear purpose or goal, the procedural knowledge in accomplishing the task, and a will to embark on the designated course of action and the effort to see it through. Teaching students in each stage of the writing process would allow learners to reflect on their writing habits and idiosyncrasies as writers to employ the processes involved in writing independently. Scaffolds like modal text and writing templates help a lot in teaching students strategies in writing. So, in order for the students to have a more effective writing skills, the teacher should give a guide for the students to follow on how to write more effectively. And the third is peer or collaborative writing. Yagelski 2018 asserted that writing is a social activity because writers often have an audience in mind and other readers who respond or to assess their written outputs. So, writing activity should also include a collaborative writing task where the students can brainstorm their ideas since writing incorporates social activity, and in that way the students can collaborate their ideas on their peers. And fourth is utilization of technology support. We cannot overemphasize the value of technology in teaching writing. Sandolo 2010, citing Karchmer-Kellen 2007, claimed that internet writing practices support required curriculum standards, encourage students to think about the social implications of their work, help students learn literary skills necessary to be successful in the 21st century. So, if we are teaching writing, we should also integrate technology during our discussions. Through that, the students can also share their ideas online or in other social media platforms where they can share their ideas and works to other people. Next, number three is scaffolds in teaching writing. First is teaching writing mechanics. So this is a guide or a sample activity that the teacher can give to the students. An example of this is tracing letters, words, and sentences. So as shown in the picture, it shows the writing activities where the students have to trace the letters or words to form a sentence. And the second is letter recognition, where they have to encircle the letter that differs from the others. So that way, the students can hone their writing skills. B is teaching, planning, and writing. We can help our learners have a pleasant experience. They need assistance in choosing the topic, saying something about the topic they have chosen, finding focus and support to the claims they make, and making their voice visible in their writing. But among these stages, it is important to motivate learners to write through the scaffolds that we provide. So, even though the learners have the freedom to express their own thoughts and ideas, we should also give them the guide or the proper way of writing. So, first is pre-writing activities. So pre-writing activities help learners generate ideas. This includes free writing, questioning, clustering, and listing. So first is free writing. Free writing is a writing without restrictions, writing down everything that comes to mind or feelings about the topic and about the act of writing itself. So from the word free, you are free to write everything that comes to your mind. So, what is shown in the picture is an example of free writing where the teacher lets the student write their own idea of what is writing. So, in that way, the students can freely give their ideas about what is writing. And second is questioning. Questioning is similar to brainstorming and is one of the easiest way to generate ideas for writing because it is like talking to oneself or finding answers to your questions. For instance, you ask them to write about their reasons for taking up their course using the 5 W's and H as their guide in planning their essays. So example of these questions are why did I choose this course? Did I choose this for myself or did someone influence me to take this up? Or what benefits do I get from taking up this course? Or what career opportunities does this course offer? So in that way, through questioning yourself, you can find answers to your question that could generate idea for your writing. Third is clustering. Clustering means collecting or grouping together ideas related to our chosen topic. We guide our students in putting their chosen topic at the center and then drawing a circle or box for every related idea and connecting these ideas with a line like the one shown in the following figures. So, this is an example of clustering. Clustering is like mind mapping where the students have to connect different ideas. And the last is making a list. This technique can help learners in choosing the topic and narrowing the focus by simply listing all relevant ideas without worrying about the order of importance. So, making a list is like taking notes of the important ideas. So, through this, the students can evaluate if their topic is good or bad by listing down its importance. And B2. These are other planning strategies. First is raft. The raft model by Holston and Santa 1985, as cited in Jacobson, Johnson, and Lab 2011, is a versatile model or template that helps students produce an audience-centered and purpose-driven writing output. So RAFT stands for R for the student's writer's assumed role, and A refers to the target audience, F for the prescribed or suitable format or genre in writing, and T for the topic that needs to be developed or discussed. So, for instance, when we ask a learner to write a narrative paragraph or essay on their most significant summer experience, they can plan their writing as follows. So here, in this picture, it shows the raft model where the students can, this will serve as a guide for the students on writing a specific text. So here, the role might be a mature narrator, and the audience is the teacher and classmate. The format is personal essay, and the topics is spending summer away from the family. So in that way, the students can organize their thoughts and ideas or about on what will be their topic on a certain literary work. And second is WWW plus 2 what plus 2 how. So this is a planning strategy offered by Graham and Harris 2011, which is useful for writing short stories. So the letters stand for the following. So the first one is raft. So raft is for narrative, and the second is for usually for short stories. So this letter stands for W is for who is the main character or who else is in the story. When does the story take place? Where does the story take place? And what does the main character want to do? What do other characters want to do? What happens when the main character tries to do it? What happens with the other characters? How does the story end? How does the main character feel? How do other characters feel? So those are the guiding questions that can help on creating a short story. So in this picture, it shows how to use this planning guide on writing a short story. Allow students. So this guide will allow students to help in establishing their goals. What are their goals in writing that specific text? And students will need less help from the teacher as time goes on. The third is crew. Crew is a patterned after Tolman's model of argument, which emphasized the articulation of a writer's claim or position. So crew is usually used in argumentative genres. So this was later expanded into claim, reason, evidence, and warrant by Warren 2020, as cited in Wilfong 2015. So this model is useful in helping students write effective arguments. A claim is the writer's positions on the topic, usually a debatable and defensible statement, according to Wilfong 2015. So the reason is a general support to the claim, followed by the details or pieces of evidence, and concludes with a warrant to tie everything together. So crew is very helpful in writing an essay or other argumentative task. So this is a template that will be useful that shows the crew method. The first is the text title, followed by the claim, reasons. What are your reasons on writing that? The evidence, so that you can stand your point, and the warrant to conclude your point. So that's all. That's all about my discussion.